If this is your first time seeing one of our JANZ Lactation series videos, hi, my name is Paige Chatovka. I'm an international board certified lactation consultant. I hold the highest level of education in the lactation field, and I am so excited to be working with JANZ to provide you with breastfeeding education and support no matter where you are, whether you're in the States, whether you're overseas in Germany or somewhere else like I am. I'm happy to be here and help you guys along your way. So a couple announcements before we get started into our topic today. So one of them, last week we mentioned that JANZ is giving away a LV Stride to say thank you for everyone who has supported us with our breastfeeding education videos and posts. So if you like this and share this video, that is a great way to get entered to receive an LV Stride for free at the end of the month when we do our drawing. Another topic announcement is JANZ also is now covering a breast pump consult with me. So what this means for you is you can book an appointment with me so we can talk about what pump is best for you in your specific situation, and we can go over all the different things in relative terms, because there's a lot of different specs and features on each pumps. But we will talk about what is most important for you, what is best for you, and how which pump will help you best reach those goals you have. And best part is JANZ is covering it entirely, so it's free for you. So if you have questions about your pump, which one is best, go ahead and go to your local JANZ and ask them for the free discount or promo code for that free pump consult, and you can go ahead and book that with me. And it's on JANZ. So thank you, JANZ, for helping all our moms. I'm sure, I know I appreciate it. I know they appreciate it. We had three appointments today alone on this. So a lot of moms are happy, and I'm also happy to help. So thank you again, JANZ, for that. So moving into our topic, we are going to be talking about flanges. So if you don't know what a flange is, let me introduce you. So every single pump has a flange. The flange is essentially the part that your nipple goes inside of. So this is the part that you're basically receiving nipple stimulation from your pump, the section, all the fun jazz. In every pump kit, you're going to get two sets of flanges. They usually are going to look about the same, but they're going to be different sizes. I don't know if you can specifically tell, like this, but these holes are actually different sizes. They may be small differences, but they're there. So like this one is a 13 millimeter. This one is a 17 millimeter. And I know that sounds like a small difference. What's 2 millimeters, right? Actually, it has a huge difference, especially if you're pumping regularly. So if you are an exclusive pumper, if you are having long separations and are pumping regularly because of other responsibilities, trying to increase your supply, going to work, going to school, etc. Those 2 millimeter difference can mean a lot in terms of your supply and your output. So that's why today gets an entire topic just on these little guys. So there's lots of different variations of them, lots of different brands. I'm going to talk about kind of the ones that we have at JANZ. That'll narrow it down. So pretty much in every single pump, it comes with a kit. And in that kit, you get two different size flanges. Most of them is a 28 millimeter and a 24 millimeter. Medela, I believe, has a 27 instead of 28. So that's the standard size. In my experience as being a lactation consultant over the last 7 years, I want to say a good 80 to 85% of moms are smaller than what comes in the kit. I think it's a rare day if I see a mom who can actually fit into a 24 millimeter. So that means a lot of moms are dealing with incorrect flange sizes. And it's not their fault. Most people don't know how to size flanges, and the kits just come with what they come with. And then it's up to you afterwards to get the sizes that you need. And it can sometimes be hard to figure it out which size is best, because I know it's a cloth fake boob, but when you put it in, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what is the best fit. Essentially, I will tell you, you really don't want any extra space between your nipple and the end of the flange. So do you try to angle this in a good light? So do you see how there's a lot of space on both top and bottom of the nipple? This would be an incorrect size for this nipple. What is this one? This is your 24. This one, I believe, is a good 19 millimeter. Let's try this one. This one's a flange insert, but it basically does the same thing. It just goes inside the big insert. So let me see if I can move this. If you can see, there is very little spacing that's almost a perfect fit. Let me see if I can go down another size. This was a 19. Let me pull out a 17, show you what that fit looks like. We have lots of different sizes. This one's 17. Yep, this one would be perfect. There's very little spacing between the nipple and the flange shields. So the reason why we want that, we don't want the side of your nipple to rub on the edges. We don't want it to rub it completely, but we want a small amount of space, but definitely not a huge amount. That's way too much space. Basically, the reason why this is important, because the purpose of a pump is to mimic the suck pattern, the suction levels, the flow, the suction patterns of a baby, right? So, you know, when we have babies, they're massaging and they have different patterns. Usually when they start, they're suck, 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 swallow, pause, drink, suck, 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 swallow, pause, drink, you know, very different patterns. And it's hard to mimic that with a pump. So instead of getting all that massaging like you would at the breast, the pump is simply pulling your nipple in and out, in and out, in a synchronized pattern, depending what mode you have, stimulation, expression, you name it. But essentially, it's not quite suction or a massaging suction like baby. Instead, it's a pull. And we do not want the areola. Areola is the darker colored skin right behind the tip of your nipple. So this right here is your areola. We do not want your areola inside the flange. What happens when the sizes are too big, which is what I most often see, is that you will get a large part of your areola inside the flange, and that part is not supposed to go in there. It's not supposed to be stretched. It can actually cause damage when the nerves, the ducts inside your areola are being stretched and rhythmically pulled at high volumes. That's where damage comes from. That's where pain comes from, tenderness. And it's also impacting how much milk you're actually expressing. So if you want to get the most comfortable pump and the highest output on that pumping session, you want to get just the tip of your nipple pretty much inside the flange. So that means the flange has to match from one side of your nipple to the other. That's how big your flange has to be. This can be a hard thing to figure out on your own, but if you have a lactation consultant, work with them. Hopefully, I'll tell you right now, don't trust somebody eyeballing and guessing what size you are. You need a nipple ruler for an accurate measurement. Whether they're a lactation consultant, a friend, a grandma, peer supporter, you name it, they need a nipple ruler. You need a nipple ruler. Eyeballing, that looks like 24 millimeter, is not accurate. You can have, a very large breast with a really small, like 15 millimeter nipple. It's totally common. Vice versa, you can have a really small breast with a really large nipple. So don't just eyeball it. Make sure you're getting an accurate guess. This is important because it will translate into a better pumping session, more milk production, more milk available for your baby. So we have lots of little gadgets to make it work with all kinds of flanges. So if you do not have a lactation consultant available to you who has a nipple ruler, please go ahead and talk to me. I can help you with that virtually, in person, you name it. One of the things I really like, we love our nipple rulers. So this is going to look. I'll show you what this looks like. So for this nipple, I was doing this earlier. Remember, we don't want much space for your areola. See, that's a little bit too much. See, there's a little bit too much space between the tip of the nipple and the end of the circle. So we would go down one side. That was a 20 millimeter. And then we're gonna go on this side. We want a teeny bit amount of space. So if you guys can see, that is a teeny bit amount of space. That looks comfortable. The nipple can slide on and easily without rubbing too much. So I would say this nipple is an 18 millimeter. And that is what the true size is. Now, because 18 is kind of an in-between, I would recommend to try both a 17 and a 19 and see which one would feel better. Let's see what size this one. So this is a 17. Let's see. That also looks good to me. The nipple sizing changes a little bit when you get suction in there, but from just this view, that looks good to me. 17 looks a-okay there. You could also try a 19. I think I have a 19. Let's see. No, that's 13. 21. If I had to guess, this one would be 19. Ah, I was wrong. That's a 15. There's my 19. Okay. This one would also be acceptable. I would say it's a smidge too much room in between, but it would be acceptable. It would be much better than if you were dealing, you know, with a 21 or higher where you got excessive room in between the ends of the sides of your nipple and the flange. So that is my idea. So this is kind of why it's important to have that true size flange, because it really does affect your output. So let's say you're an exclusive pumper and you're using the wrong side. You first are going to get a little bit of nipple inflammation, whether it's too big or too small. Then you're going to get swelling, you're going to get pain. You can even run into where you find yourself having deep breast pain, or maybe your nipple's turning colors because it's the wrong size. And then over time, when you're not getting that proper stimulation, you're also going to find out that your milk supply is a lot lower than what you're expecting. I just had a case on this last week. So this mom, she was using a size 24, you know, it came with her pump, and I sized her. She was a size 17, and she actually had a small undersupply. Her baby, and she was exclusively pumping, so her baby was eating about 20, 22 ounces a day. She was making about 15, so small undersupply, not huge. So first step, I told her, okay, start using the right flanges. We sized her. She got the right flanges. And within 3 days, she was at 25 ounces. And she didn't do anything else, no other techniques. Within an entire week and a half, she was looking at about 30, 32 ounces a day with exclusively pumping. The only thing she changed was her flange sizes. And her baby was, past the window of colostrum and milk coming in. Her baby was about 4 weeks old when we started. By 5.5, 6 weeks old, she was at that perfect, 30-something ounces a day. Only thing she changes was her flange sizes. Same amount of pumps, same durations, no differences in technique. So, just so you know, these little guys and their sizes, they matter a lot, especially if you're relying on that milk every day to feed your baby every day and you don't have a stash. So, just something to keep in mind. Another really cool thing, before I get into that, let me talk to you about these. So, this is one of the Medela Flex flanges. So they have this silicone part. It just makes it a little bit of a more comfortable angle rather than the straight hard ones. I do come into contact where some moms have like rings and bruising because they're pressing these in too hard to the breast. So this is just a little bit more flexible, a little more comfortable. I do like that, but this is only available for the Medela pumps. That's just a nice, so comforting feature. So these little guys, JANZ should be, I know they have some. I believe they're going to be working on getting some more of these, but I really, really like these ones. So essentially, your pump comes with that 24 and 28, and most moms are not that size. You need a different size. So let's say we sized you and you needed a 19 millimeter, but you can't find a 19 millimeter hard flange. So that's where these guys come in handy. You can take your 24 millimeter flange and put this inside. It's an insert, and basically the thickness around it is just the perfect size to fit into a 24 millimeter, and this is a 19, so the thickness is perfect to make it a size 19 flange. So all you would do, basically you would fold this up like so, just kind of fold it in half and put it inside the tube, and then you're going to massage it until it lays flat. There you go. So now this base, this is 24, and then we put the insert in. Now it's 19, and very easy. Here we go, ready to go. We got the perfect size. It also, I love these because they're universal regardless of what pump or brand of flanges you have, whether you have Spectra, Lactation, Medela. It can even work with the LVs, the Willows, and those hands-free cups. I actually have one of those fancy hands-free cups. These are the Care cups. If you do not know, you can actually get these covered by TRICARE because they're considered to be a flange. So after you have your baby, you can get your resupply kit from JANZ, and instead of getting, you know, another set of just your standard flanges, you probably already have a set. You can instead get these cups. I think this is a really nice thing that they're doing because the way that it works is you would have a tube coming out here that connects to your pump, and you place this cup, you know, right in your bra on your breast. And so it's a flange and a collection cups 2 in 1. So that's one benefit I like about them. But these flanges here only come in 2 sizes, and they're really hard to find a different size of the hard, you know, plastic flange that is compatible with the cup. So that's where these come in handy. So again, you're going to fold it in half, one of the flange inserts, and then stick it in there and just make sure it's flat. Put your finger in there. And now here we are. This is a 24 flange, and now it is a 19. Super easy going. I love these things for new moms. And they just really help getting you that true size. So those are a couple of my tidbits about why flanges are and the sizes are actually really important, and then how to get these fun guys for free, covered with the insurance. So you can be as hands-free and mobile as you need to be and taking care of all the things you need to, while still making sure you have time to get your pumps in when you need them, if you need them. So that's my little tidbit for today. Thank you so much if you watched this, if you stayed to the end, or if you're watching it later. If you have any questions about any of the products or just breastfeeding questions, I'm always here to talk. I would love to help you. And again, if you are interested in trying to pick out which pump is best for you in your situation, don't hesitate to contact me or JANZ. We will both help you the best that we can. So again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good day.